Stop? God, that's a great question. I couldn't really tell you. Probably freshman year of college, I would say. Probably hit like 6'9", 6'10", right around there. I just stopped.
When did you realize you were going to be the tallest person in every room you walk into?
I was pretty young. In 6th grade, I was 6 foot. So I don't really remember the years that correlate with that. But when I was younger, I was always taller than every student. And then I got to 6th grade, and I was finally taller than my teachers. And so I'm like, oh, this is how it's going to be for the rest of my life, probably. So I kind of just lived with it and just went with it. So I was like, all right, I'm just me. So it's part of me. It's who I am. I love it. I hate it. It's every which way of it. So
how'd you end up playing football, not basketball?
That's a good. So actually, I was a swimmer before a football player. So I went swimming, and then I started growing, and I started eating a lot of food. And so my grandpa came down to our house, and he's like, all right, you need to play some like contact football. And we're like, all right. So I turned 6, and we got me on a team that summer. And my family didn't really love it, so they put my grandpa's name on the back of my jersey for the first year or two. And then they slowly came around. They're like, all right, yeah, you're going to be a football player.
Okay. You picked up the nickname Tank. Was that Davis? You got that?
Yeah, that was also a young one. I think I was in middle school when my old head football coach called me. He's like, you're a big son. So B, like, we need a nickname for you. He's like, Tank, because he's a military guy. And so we're like, okay, cool. I'll run with it. And ever since then, everyone's known me as Tank.
Was it always tackle? Tackle for you? You play any defense kind of?
Yeah, I played nose tackle, D tackle, defensive end. You know, I got on the edge a couple times. Definitely offensive tackle pretty much my whole offensive career. High school, they threw me in the backfield once or twice for the short yards, you know. It was
How fun was that?
It was amazing. I loved it, but it sucked getting hit by the small guys below the knees, you know. But it was a great experience. I loved it. I mean, football is everything for me, so I can't complain where I'm at or what I'm doing with it.
How do you adjust on the line, like you said, when you're so much taller than everyone else? You know, when someone is shorter, how do you make sure you're in the right position to be able to block them effectively?
That kind of just comes with, like, the territory of just being huge. You have to, like, address other people. So, like, when I came with you guys, I didn't want to stand super close because the camera's going to be too far or too close. So I try to take a step back, even when I'm talking to people, so I'm not looking down on them. So it's kind of like the same approach with football. So, like, I know you're going to be shorter, you're probably going to be quicker. You're going to be a little taller, a little beefier, you're going to be more of a power guy. So I kind of adjust it. And that kind of comes with just years of playing football. You know, high school, my brain, like my terminology wasn't quite there. College, it slowly developed in schemes. So everything there kind of like developed me from like freshman year of college to now. And so like now I can just look at the body type and kind of understand what they're going to run, what kind of guy they're going to be, what kind of moves they're going to throw.
Do you have a preference?
Yeah, the tall, skinny guys, easily. The tall, skinny guys that look like they're going to be fast, but are definitely slow off the ball, and you're just kind of sitting there like, all right, this is going to be fun. But, you know, every body type's a little fun. They all have their different, like, unique things that come with it. So,
do you think that gives you a little bit of a unique advantage, just that you kind of have to process that with each guy, whereas maybe some tackles don't have to?
I think it gives me an advantage, but also gives the disadvantage of being so tall. Like in pass pro, if I get up, I'm going to get hands to the chest, you know. Even though I'm longer than the guy, he can still get underneath me and still have leverage. So it's definitely harder when I'm going backwards, and if I'm not quite used to it yet, I'm just going to get it right in the chest, and I'm sorry, all right, I need to fix this somehow, some way. But I think definitely here it's definitely an advantage because they have me going in three-point when we have tight ends over. So I haven't played three-point in 4 years probably. So getting down to that three-point stance has really helped me like understand like different leverage points and different height. So it's pretty fun.
Why did you go looking for another school?
I think it was just time for me to leave. I had a rough season at Colorado on my last year. I was playing through some things, and I just didn't feel love there anymore. All my recruiting class pretty much left. All my friends left, and it was kind of just a whole new phase of teams. So I kind of went where I knew some of the guys. I knew that I was going to be part of the team and not just on the outskirts of it. And the coaching staff here has something huge coming. I can't wait to see what's going on. And, you know, I trust everything that they have and what they're playing for because I've had Devan as a coach before at Colorado in 22, I think it was. And, you know, I loved his play style. He called me up when I was in the portal, and he was like, didn't offer me anything. I didn't want anything. He was just telling me, like, you need to do this, this, and this, and we can fix that for you. And I was like, okay. You know, I'm sold on that. I love him as a coach. I had a great season with him when he was there. It was my first starting season, so I have a lot of trust and faith in him and the coaching staff he believes in.
How much when you're trying to adjust to a new offensive line makes it easier when you got a guy like Wells, you know, someone you're used to playing with? How much does that continuity help?
Yeah, so definitely having some guys on the line that just Bam really that I kind of knew. It helps a little bit, I know his play style, I know what he likes to do. I don't know what's in his brain going on all the time, but I can have an idea where he's at and what he's thinking. But it's still finding the chemistry, because no matter if you play with him once or play with him 1,000 times, you still have to find a chemistry each year, because it's different people, it's different schemes, it's different styles. So even though me and Bam knew each other, I still trust him and have everything to do with him, but it's just a little different here. So it definitely gives me a little bit of a foot up, because I know him and I know what he likes to do, but I definitely still it's still a chemistry that you have to keep building with.
With so many new faces in that group, how big is it to have a guy like Josh Gray, who's been here for quite some time, and kind of be the leader of that group, and what does he bring to that group?
Yeah, absolutely. Josh is the old man of the group, I like to say. I thought I was for a while, but it's not me, it's Josh. And him being here for the length he has been, I don't really know the exact years or anything, but he has the leadership capabilities. He knows what he's doing. He knows inside and out. He's a smart guy. He's a smart football guy. Really, he brings experience, capability, and teaching skills. I look at him as another coach, but on the line with me, because he knows what he's doing. He played tackle last year and the years before. So if I have a question about how to set specific defense, because this defense new to me too with Coach Brett, and then so I just kind of asked him. He's like, yeah, I would say it like this because I've gone against him a couple times. I'm like, okay. So I kind of have that with me at all times, and it's really nice to have. And he's a smart dude. He's really smart. He's strong as hell too.
I have to ask, do you have a game in basketball? Do you have much game there, or do you have any game?
No, I don't. I played 1 year in high school and I hated it, and I never played again.
Is it the running, or just
it's not physical. It's not physical enough. I would always try to shoulder check people. I see a ball, get ball. You can't do that in basketball. But I played a year. It was cool. It wasn't my favorite thing ever, but it was enjoyable.
And how were you as a swimmer?
Swimmer, I was young, so I think I was pretty average. But my parents say I was great. So, but
that is a sport for tall people.
It is. I kind of just wanted to do something different. My sister swam. She swam for a long time, and I kind of just I want to go try something else. So I wanted to play football.
How tall is she?
She is 5'10".
So how much of the outlier in your family are you?
I'm my family's tall. My mom's 6 foot. My sister is 5'10". My brother's about 6'5", 6'6". My cousins are from 6'4" to 6'6", 6'7". So we're a pretty tall family. I think our only outliers are our aunts or real late cousins who are a little shorter, around 5'2", 5'3".
Are you the only one that's made it this far in football, or?
Yes. Yeah. So I'm the only one that has made it to a D1 for football in my family that I know of. Yeah.
Jake, you missed spring. You
Yes.
seem to have assimilated pretty quickly. How much, while you're finishing up in Colorado, how much were you able to do film work, whiteboard work with Coach? Because you jumped in pretty seamlessly.
Yeah, so during my off time, the spring season, I was finishing my degree at Colorado. So I was training out there pretty much with my own, and 6-0 Academy, who I had help with. He's a separate personal trainer. We went over NFL film, nothing with Oregon State, which was nice. I got a scheme of the bigger picture of where I'm going to, hopefully next year. But as soon as I got on campus, as soon as we were allowed to be with coaches, as soon as I was on roster, me and Coach Caden, we sat down on the whiteboard and just started doing installs from day one that we were allowed to. And ever since then, we started getting into practice. I saw some of the guys start asking me questions and everything like that. So every day I kind of see something. And when I first got here, I saw something new every day. And then finally, when I got to the beginning of fall camp, everything was different again with defense.
From a mobility, flexibility standpoint, do you feel like you're where you want to be at this point in the year?
Yeah, I feel like I have good flexibility. I'm tall, so it's kind of hard. I hinge at the hips a little much, but I haven't felt this good in a fall camp since I was probably a freshman or sophomore. They treat us right here, and I love it.
So you think
last question.
Goes down to kind of just the training and the maintenance stuff here?
Yeah, maintenance. I know I'm a tall dude. I have to get flexible. I have to stretch. I have to do my own stuff as well. But it's definitely something in this program that's really helping me stay flexible and figure out my body's not hurting as much as it was last year.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.